Hey, welcome to another video edition of the Kirkham a Movie a Day blog. Uh, it's been a while since I did one of these video reviews, and it's kind of late, and the movie I saw this afternoon was a little complex, and I'm just a little too tired to write about it, so I thought I'd just spout off about it for a few minutes and give you an opportunity to hear what I had to say about it. I went this afternoon to see Red Sparrow, starring Jennifer Lawrence and Joel Edgerton, and I was surprised that the film turned out the way it did, because honestly, the trailer made it seem like it was a completely different movie. I think most people were expecting something similar to Atomic Blonde, where it's all about using sex to get what you want, and there's kind of an action-based film going on there, and it couldn't be further from the truth. The sex that's involved here is not titillating at all. It's actually quite uncomfortable. There's abuse of women in the process. There's nothing sexy about the way it's portrayed at all. And the movie is not really an action film. It's a suspense spy thriller, and it really feels like one of those late 60s, early 70s Michael Caine, Harry Palmer type films, where there is intrigue. I don't want to say double crosses so much, but you're unsure of the motivation of the characters involved in the story. And there's a convoluted plot that you can follow, but you have to pay close attention to. Jennifer Lawrence is very good as usual, although I'm not exactly sure her Russian accent is up to par. And Joel Edgerton is solid. I've always liked him as an actor. I think I first noticed him back in the movie Warrior, and I thought he was excellent then, and I've seen him in several things since then. I did not see his movie from a couple of years ago, The Gift. I understand that that's quite good, so I should probably make an effort to see that. The last couple of Jennifer Lawrence films have not done particularly well, and I think this one has also had a soft landing. But this is really a very good film. The same director who made the last three Hunger Games movies was the director on this. His name is Francis Lawrence, and as far as I know, he has no relationship to Jennifer Lawrence, except that they have the same last name. Like I said, this is a suspenseful spy film. It's dirty and gritty in some spots, but it is a contemporary film. It's not set during the previous Cold War. It's not set in East and West Berlin. It is set in Europe for the most part. Primarily, there's a section that takes place in Moscow, and then supposedly some, I would guess, Siberian location that we're engaged in. And then it moves to Hungary, and then there are some scenes in London. So it's definitely a European kind of theme that's going on there. And it involves a woman who is recruited to be a sexual spy, so to speak, for the equivalent of the State Security Service for Russia. This is certainly not an advertisement for Putin's Russia. It makes it seem like the brutal regime isn't any at all different from the KGB and the days of the old Soviet Union. And honestly, it's kind of scary to think that people might act this way. I'm sure that there's some hyperbole in the stuff that goes on here. On the other hand, the degree of brutality that shows up sometimes is probably not surprising, and that's the thing that's a little bit depressing about the film. Like I said, it's not so much that there are a bunch of double crosses as it is that motivations are a little bit hard to figure out, and who exactly is at risk at any given time, that's open also. Lawrence plays a central figure who is a ballerina who gets injured, and her career is basically over, and she's at the mercy of the government, primarily because she worked for the Bolshoi, and the Bolshoi, of course, is going to cut her off now that she's not in the Bolshoi. So not only is this not a great advertisement for visiting contemporary Russia, but it doesn't seem to show the Bolshoi ballet in a very favorable light either. The idea is that she is motivated to protect her mother, who appears to have some kind of continuing disease or malady that requires constant care. We never really get a very clear picture of what it is, but because she needs continuous attention, Lawrence's character feels like she has to make compromises, and she's provoked into taking a violent action by her uncle, who, of course, is high up in the security services. Somebody that her mother has never trusted. I guess it's her father's brother, and she doesn't really think that he's a good man, and it certainly turns out that he's not a good man. He is recruiting his own niece to become, as she says, he sends her to whore school, and it's not a very appealing place. Charlotte Rampling is the matron at the school number 4, where they're training the spies to be seduction figures, both men and women. And there are a couple of sequences there where there's some humiliating sexual encounters that'll leave you pretty uncomfortable. Jennifer Lawrence has joked a little bit about people going to see the movie. She says, "Hey, it's an opportunity to see me naked." And I'll tell you what, it's not a very enticing opportunity to see Miss Lawrence naked. It's humiliating and unpleasant, and it's designed to make us uncomfortable. So it's successful in that regard. The movie is shot pretty well. It looks appropriately grim. There are good supporting characters in the film. Mary Louise Parker appears as kind of an alcoholic senator's aide, and Jeremy Irons is in the film, and he is a pivotal figure in the movie. And you'll recognize a couple of other faces as well. It's the performances are solid, but mostly it's the story that would bring you into this film. It's full of, like I said, that old school spy feeling. This is not a James Bond film. This is not an adventure film per se. It is, people doing unpleasant things for nasty reasons, and there are a couple of scenes of torture and murder that are plenty disturbing. So I got to tell you, I really like the film, because it feels real, and even though the plot's a little complicated to follow, I think there's a nice payoff. You do get a sense that Jennifer Lawrence's character is pretty darn sharp, and she is exactly what the security service was looking for, but perhaps it's a double-edged sword, because it cuts both ways. And in the long run, that's what makes the movie intriguing. So that's enough for tonight. Like I said, I don't have a lot of other things to say about the film right now. I'm a little pooped, but I would give it a recommendation as long as you've got the stomach for some gruesome torture and some unpleasant sexual encounters. All right. Well, until next time, this is 70s Richard signing off.